As a powerful content management system, Drupal provides a built-in versioning system. This can be used to manage your content. What are versioning systems? How are they useful to us? This is the focus of our lesson, and I will elaborate this with some examples now. Suppose you are working with Microsoft Word on creating an important document. And suppose you make an inadvertent mistake, like perhaps you deleted something important like this. What do you do now? The answer is that you can use the undo feature built into Microsoft Word. With a single click or the keyboard shortcut Control Z, you can undo your last action. You can get your document back into the correct shape. In fact, this feature is so powerful that it can go back an unlimited number of steps. This is like some form of memory built into the product. Microsoft Word remembers your actions. But wait, this feature is not perfect. The memory is limited to the last time you save. If you save the document, the slate is wiped clean and recording begins from fresh once again. If you want to save different versions of your document, you have to manage it yourself outside of Word, saving different versions with different file names. I'm very sure that you will be all too familiar with this technique. Microsoft Word provides one more powerful form of versioning or tracking as it's called, and that is through the review tracking mechanism. I will not go into greater depth about it, but it is available. These features are not limited to Microsoft Word, but available in some form or other to all of Microsoft Office products. In fact, regardless of the company or the operating system, today any well-designed product provides some simple form of versioning. Drupal as a CMS goes way beyond the simple features and provides you a powerful versioning system built right into the core. Let's see this in action now. Firstly, observe on the content creation page that this first settings option is for new revision creation. In Drupal, the revision means the same as a document version. Do not get confused with the terminology, it's the same. The point to understand is that the first time you save the content, the first revision is created. And thereafter, as long as you have this checkbox, create new revision turned on, then Drupal will create multiple revisions and keep managing them for you automatically behind the screens. For this lesson, I will use one of the articles that we created in the previous lesson. Notice now that this article is in the full node view page. There are currently only 3 tabs available here: view, edit, and delete. I will edit this article. I will just add some text that you can visually identify. Now, if I save this content piece again, because this option to create a new revision is checked on, Drupal will automatically create a new version of this article. You can optionally add a revision log message. Adding a log message is a best practice. It will help you remember specific versions. It will help other editors understand why some changes were done. When there are tens of versions of articles, it will help you organize the revisions very easily. I will soon show you how this message helps. I am all done now. So I will click on the save and keep published button. Great. So now we got the success message. But more importantly, note now that this article's view page has a new tab created called as revisions. Any piece of content that has more than one version will automatically get this new tab. Let's open that and see. Okay, there are a few points for you to observe on this page. The first point, you now have 2 revisions to this article. If the article is in a published state, then there will always be a single version that will be the currently activated one. And this active one will be in a highlighted color on your screen. Technically speaking, there is no limit to the number of revisions that you might create. Second point, notice that every version on this list will have a date, time, and author information. In a real life scenario, there might be multiple editors on your site, and the creator of the article, the editor, and the approver may all be different people for a single article. So this view will help you identify the various edits that have happened in the lifetime of this article. The third point is that every version of the content, apart from the active one, will have an action button through which you can either revert or delete the specific version. The fourth point is that deleting a version here will only remove that version from the version history. It will not remove the whole article itself. Fifth point, the meaning of this revert is when I revert an earlier version, then that older version will become the currently active version of the content on your site. Effectively, this is like you have pressed undo button in Microsoft Word, but this is much more powerful and efficient as it affects the whole document and it is not time sensitive or save sensitive. Now let's see how to revert a piece of content. Just click the revert button and you will be asked to confirm. And when you confirm, again you are back on the version listing page. But a third new revision has been created once again. This is an excellent feature of Drupal. Instead of just moving this reverted version back to the top, Drupal has automatically created another version of the document. This is because the true history of the content is now preserved in this way. Here you can even see the automatically created log message for the latest version as it links back to the version that it was created from. Now, if I open this article, you can see this is back in its original form. The edit we did is not present in this version. Okay. There is one final point before I close this lesson. It is possible for you to configure the default setting for creating new revisions every time you save a content type. To access that setting, go from the admin menu to structure, content types, article, and edit. And on this page, you are manipulating the behavior of article content type itself. Here, go to this publishing options and you can see a checkbox with the label create a new revision. This setting is the reason why you saw the default on here in the article creation page. We will have a complete section later on content types later, and I will deal with this in great detail. So with that, I will end this lesson. We saw the powerful versioning engine of Drupal. This will prove invaluable when you are running a complex content site, either as an individual or with multiple persons in editor roles. The only drawback of this versioning system that I have heard experienced Drupal users say is the lack of a diff feature. This is a feature you have in complex standalone version control systems, which will allow you to visually compare different versions of the same file side by side. But we can very well live without it in Drupal. So see you in the next lesson where we will see some simple tools provided by Drupal to manage content in bulk.